Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the weeds on the 2025 Kia Carnival. This is a vehicle that's, well, it's kind of blurring the lines, isn't it, between a luxury minivan and maybe an SUV. We've gathered a whole bunch of sources, reviews, specs, Kia's own info, and our mission really is to pull out all the key bits. We want to help you figure out what makes this thing tick, especially, for modern families. Okay, so let's unpack this then. The 2025 Kia Carnival. It's had a pretty major update. Inside, outside, the works. And the big headline, for the very first time, there's a hybrid option. People often call it a minivan and SUV clothing. And honestly, you can see why pretty quickly. Let's start with the outside. The look. It's definitely got a more assertive feel, sharper lines,
Yeah.
And that updated vertical grille, it really shows off Kia's opposites united design thinking. And it feels strategic, right? They're tackling that old issue.
Yeah.
How do you get minivan space without looking like, well, a traditional minivan?
Exactly. It's a bold move.
Okay.
They're clearly trying to tempt people who might normally default to an SUV.
Yeah. And you get the new LED lights, front and back, those hands-free power sliding doors, super handy.
Oh, essential.
Right. And options like a panoramic roofs or a two-tone look, plus wheels from 17 up to 19 inches. It's all about giving it that strong SUV stance, but keeping the minivan goodness underneath.
It is pretty notable how they've managed that. A genuinely bold, modern look. It sets it apart from the usual suspects, but it still absolutely shouts family car. They've really sort of shifted perception with the design.
Okay, so the outside definitely makes a statement, blurs those lines, as we said. But for families, the real make-or-break stuff is often inside, right, when you slide open those doors. And this is where the Carnival seems to really lean into family needs. Comfort, practicality, and a whole lot of tech. You've got flexible seating, 7, 8, even 11 passengers, depending on the market, across 3 or 4 rows.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, in some configurations. And getting into the back. Those power sliding doors make it so much easier, a huge plus with kids. And then there's the comfort factor, especially on the higher trims. They offer these things called VIP lounge seats. Second row?
Ah, yes, I saw those.
Imagine this. Separate seats, they recline, they've even got leg rests. Sounds amazing for road trips.
Absolutely. And it's more than just comfort, isn't it? It feels like Kia's disrupting things a bit, bringing that kind of luxury, usually found in high-end SUVs, into a family hauler. It definitely puts pressure on competitors.
For sure.
But it does make you think those VIP seats sound incredible for passengers, but do they maybe compromise the cargo flexibility a bit, compared to seats that fold completely flat?
That is a good point. Our sources suggest they are fixed, so yeah, they don't fold flat or stow away like some other systems.
Yeah.
So if you often need that absolute maximum cargo floor space and you want the VIP seats, it's a trade-off. You got to choose.
Right.
But speaking of cargo, even without folding everything, it's pretty impressive. Behind the third row, you're looking at around 40 cubic feet. That's decent.
Yeah, enough for bags or a stroller.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then fold that third row flat, and it's easy to do. You get almost 87 cubic feet. Massive.
Okay, that's substantial.
And if you need, like, small truck mode for moving furniture or whatever,
Yeah.
fold down the second and third rows, you get an incredible 145 cubic feet.
Wow.
I mean, parents must love not having to play luggage Tetris every single time they load up the car.
Oh, absolutely. That kind of sheer volume and flexibility, that's often the real clincher for families, maybe more than some fancy tech. Fewer compromises day to day.
Okay, let's switch gears to the tech. The 2025 Carnival is pretty decked out. Up front, the driver gets this big curved display housing 2 12.3-inch screens, one for instruments, one for infotainment. Looks very slick.
Very modern dashboard.
And connectivity-wise, it's got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless on some trims, wired on others, dual Bluetooth too. Plus, USB-C ports in every row, 12V outlets, wireless phone charging up front. They've thought about keeping everyone powered up.
Good. Essential these days.
Now, on the higher trims, you get even more family-focused stuff.
Yeah.
Like a rear entertainment screen.
Nice for long trips.
Yeah, and an internal camera so you can check on the kids in the back without turning around.
Oh, that's clever.
And even a speaker system, like an intercom, to talk to people in the third row without shouting.
Okay, that intercom thing sounds genuinely useful. No more what from the back. It does make me wonder, though, with all this tech packed in, is there a risk it becomes, a bit overwhelming for the driver, or does it actually simplify things?
That's a really fair question. The reviews we've seen suggest Kia tried to make the interface pretty intuitive. They aimed for ease of use, not just features for features' sake. And they kept some physical buttons for climate and audio, which helps.
Yeah, that's smart.
What's your take? Is there a tipping point where too much screen becomes a hassle, especially with kids demanding attention?
I think it comes down to how well it's integrated, right? If the tech genuinely helps, like that intercom or making navigation easy, it's great. But if you have to dive through menus for basic stuff while you're driving, that's not ideal. It sounds like the Carnival might strike a decent balance, though. Prioritizing convenience seems key.
Okay, let's talk about what's under the hood. Performance. You get two main choices for 2025. First, the familiar option, a 3.5-liter V6 engine. Makes around 287 to 291 horsepower, depending on the source. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic and it's front-wheel drive. And it can tow about 3,500 pounds. Pretty capable.
Standard minivan stuff, but solid.
Right. But the really big news, the first time ever for the Carnival, is the hybrid.
Yeah, this is interesting.
It uses a 1.6-liter turbo engine combined with an electric motor. Total output is 242 horsepower. And this one gets a 6-speed automatic. It's all about offering that blend of performance and, crucially, better fuel economy.
And what's really insightful here is the choice Kia is giving people. The hybrid actually has a bit less peak horsepower than the V6.
Yeah, about 45 less.
But that electric motor provides instant torque. So for everyday driving, pulling away from lights, that kind of thing, it often feels smoother, maybe even punchier right off the line.
Good point, that low-end grunt.
Exactly. And then there's the fuel efficiency, which is, well, a massive factor for families watching the budget. The numbers really tell a story there.
Let's get into those numbers then. The V6, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, that's about 62 mph, takes roughly 7.4 seconds. Fuel consumption averages around 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers. That gives you a range of maybe 730 kilometers on a tank.
Okay, sort of typical for a V6 minivan.
Yeah. Now, the hybrid is a bit slower off the line. It takes about 8.5 seconds to hit 100 kilometers. But the fuel economy is way better, around 7.2 liters per 100 kilometers on average.
That's a significant improvement.
Huge. And it pushes the driving range up to an estimated 950 kilometers. That's a lot more miles between Phillips.
Impressive.
Top speed for both is apparently around 190 kilometers, plenty fast enough for, well, anything you do in a minivan. Safety, obviously top priority for a family vehicle. And the 2025 Carnival seems loaded. You get the expected stuff. Forward collision warning with auto braking, detects cars, pedestrians, cyclists. Lane departure warning, lane keeping assist.
Standard suite.
Blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, and then more advanced things like highway driving assist 2, HDA 2.
Which offers that semi-autonomous driving help on highways, right? Steering, speed control.
Exactly. Helps reduce fatigue on long drives. Now, crash tests. The 2025 model got a good rating in the IIHS updated side crash test. That's the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
Okay, good is the top rating there.
Right. But it got acceptable for the side occupants in that test. Still decent.
Yeah.
And good in the moderate overlap front test.
Mm-hmm.
It also scored a 5-star overall rating from ANC PAPI. That's the Australasian Safety Program. High marks for adult and child protection, and 82% for its safety assist tech.
That's strong.
And the previous 2024 model got 5 stars in front and side impact tests from NHTSA here in the U.S. So a pretty solid safety picture overall.
Yeah, that comprehensive list of features plus the strong test results.
Yeah.
It really shows Kia's focus on protection. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much does all that tech actually boost driver confidence? You know, in those really chaotic moments like school pickup or a busy highway with kids arguing, it's not just avoiding crashes, it's about reducing stress too.
Totally. It's about that peace of mind. And speaking of comfort beyond safety, how does it actually drive? The reports say it offers a very comfortable ride, especially, again, if you spring for those VIP seats.
Smooth ride is key for a minivan.
Definitely. And they've apparently worked on sound insulation, better glass, more underbody stuff to quiet things down. That's huge on long trips.
Oh, yeah. Road noise gets tiring fast.
Handling and stability are described as excellent for its class. Helped by having independent rear suspension, it feels more composed, more car-like than you might expect for something this big. Just for a little background, the Carnival nameplate actually started way back in 1998.
Ah, the Sedona connection.
Exactly. It was known as the Kia Sedona in the U.S. and some other markets for a long time. This 2025 model is technically a refresh of the 4th generation, which first arrived for the 2021 model year. And it's built by Kia over in South Korea at their Gwangyang plant. So how does it fit into the current minivan landscape?
It's a tough segment.
Very competitive.
You've got the Toyota Sienna. It's only a hybrid now, offers all-wheel drive, which the Carnival doesn't, but maybe feels a tad smaller inside.
Right. The AWD is a big plus for Sienna in some areas.
Then there's the Chrysler Pacifica. famous for its super clever stow-and-go seats that just disappear into the floor. And it has a plug-in hybrid option, too.
That stow and go is still pretty unique. It really is. And, of course, the Honda Odyssey, known for being incredibly reliable, practical Magic Slide seats. But no hybrid yet. Still waiting on that.
Yeah, Honda's lagging a bit on the hybrid front there.
So they all have their strengths. But the Carnival seems to be carving out its niche as the stylish one, the one that looks kind of like an SUV, but delivers minivan space and now, finally, hybrid efficiency. It's a compelling package for the price. Speaking of price, in the U.S., the 2025 Carnival starts around $36,800 for the base LX gas model. The hybrid starts a bit higher. The LXS hybrid is around $40,800.
Okay, so about a $4,000 premium for the hybrid entry point.
Roughly, yeah. And if you go all out, the top trim SX Prestige hybrid, you're looking at about $52,900. Obviously, these prices will vary depending on where you are. Different figures for Saudi Arabia, Egypt, the UAE, and so on.
And it's always worth remembering Kia's warranty. That 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty is still industry-leading, isn't it?
It is.
And they usually offer similar strong coverage for the hybrid parts. That's a big confidence booster for buyers, especially with a relatively new hybrid system for this model. Definitely a selling point.
Okay, so let's try and boil this down. Pros and cons for you, the potential buyer. On the plus side, that exterior design is a big win if you want minivan space, but not the typical look.
Definitely breaks the mold.
The interior is genuinely spacious, super versatile, and you have the option of those really luxurious VIP seats. Tech is cutting edge, especially those big screens, and crucially, the new hybrid option delivers much better fuel economy.
Those are strong points, but you have to look at the other side too. Potential drawbacks. Well, it's still front-wheel drive only, no all-wheel drive option like the Sienna or some SUVs.
Right, important if you deal with snow or rough roads.
And while the engines are capable, neither the V6 nor the hybrid is really tuned for, let's say, enthusiastic driving. It's a cruiser.
Fair enough. It's a minivan.
Exactly. Its size, while great inside, can make it a bit tricky in tight city streets or parking lots. The V6's fuel consumption isn't great compared to hybrids. And like we said, some of the coolest tech is locked away in the pricier trims.
Yep, gotta pay to play for some features.
And finally, just something to note, we did see a few mentions online, like on Reddit, about some minor electrical glitches on very early US 2025 models. Seems rare, maybe typical early production stuff, but worth keeping an eye on.
So yeah, whether your priority is looking good, hauling lots of people and stuff, staying connected, or saving fuel, the 2025 Kia Carnival throws a really interesting option into the mix. It definitely challenges what you might expect from a minivan. It truly is that family vehicle with an unexpected stylish twist. Okay, here's a final thought to leave you with. We live in a world dominated by SUVs, right? Everyone wants one. So how much impact will Kia's big gamble have, offering that SUV style, keeping the minivan practicality, and now adding a hybrid powertrain? Will it actually redefine what families start looking for? And will we see other minivan makers trying to copy that SUV-inspired playbook even more aggressively? Something to think about.